I want to share with you a Holy Spirit moment that I had. And it's funny because the Holy Spirit just brought this up right now in order for me to share it with you. So I remembered one morning I was going to volunteer at the church I attended at that time. I had just dropped my kids off at school and I was on the way to the church. I was on this road heading towards the church, and I remember the Holy Spirit prompting me and telling me to go over to the daycare center that my children went to after they got out of school. And I remembered thinking in my head, like, it's too early in the morning. Nobody's there. What am I going over there for? And I was going back and forth with the Holy Spirit. But all the while, I'm still driving. And I finally got to the point where I was at the point where I could take that last turn to get back to the daycare. And I just decided, okay, I'm going to just go ahead and I'm going to make that turn and I'm going to go back over there to where the daycare is, even though I knew nobody was going to be there or anything. So I get on the same street as the daycare. I received a phone call. I'm like houses down from the daycare, and I get a phone call, and I decided to pull over to the side of the road and answer that phone call. While I am on that phone call, I literally witnessed a car accident. And it was two women, and there was an older woman and then a younger woman. And the older woman got out of the car and started yelling and cursing at the younger woman who was in the car. And the lady never got out of the car. But it was so interesting because I went over there only out of obedience. I had no clue why I was going over there, even when I knew in my mind there was nobody at the daycare. I never went to the daycare, but the Holy Spirit positioned me at the right place at the right time to witness what happened. So the woman who got out of the car irate and was yelling and cursing, she just kept going on her little rant. She got back into her car. I actually got out of the car once my phone call ended, and I was talking to the other woman in the car. There was a house at the corner where the accident happened, and the lady inside the house saw the accident happen too. She then came out. I'm out of my car, and me, the lady in the house, and the woman who was in the car who was being yelled at, we are standing in the street praying. Literally praying in the middle of the street. And it's funny because I stayed in contact with that woman. I invited her to church, and I was able to testify for her with her insurance company and the police officers as a witness. And I remembered inviting her to church, and she came to church, and she purchased a Bible while there at the church. And I remembered her telling me that she had never had a Bible before. And so I'm telling this story simply because it is so important to follow the promptings of the Holy Spirit. When the Holy Spirit prompts you, I know it may not seem logical, but obey, do it, because you don't know why the Holy Spirit is prompting you. And I was amazed at the end result, because not only were we praying in the street, the lady was able to come to church and get a Bible and start to learn about Jesus. All in a way that I had never even suspected or even imagined. And I thought that was just so amazing how the Holy Spirit will use whomever is available to reach someone and bring them to Jesus.